Hey guys, welcome back to our financial series. In this video, we will be discussing about high risk, high return solutions, also some tech saving solutions. If you haven't watched our first video on savings and risk-free investments, go and check out here. But after watching this video, so in this video, I will also be telling you about US stock markets that has seen some crazy rides during the COVID-19 pandemic. Also, Neha will be telling how you can get no cost EMI on your home loan and much more in this video. So let's check it out. So, hey Neha, welcome back to the part two of our I Love Money series. And in last video, we discussed about risk-free investments and the basics of savings. So in this video, we will be covering some risky investments that can give some people high returns. And to start with our risky investment series, let's take the most common one and talk about the mutual funds. So can you tell the viewers about what is actually mutual funds and just in brief, and what kind of returns they can get out of mutual funds?
Before starting anything, let me give you or just brief you in this way that investment anybody could do, but where the whole difference comes out of it is how you want to do it. Like if you want to take the driver's seat, you have the stock market where you could do all the analysis by yourself, every other tracking and trending analysis, everything, and then basis on that you would be investing. Another thing, if you do not want to take all those efforts, you have wonderful thing as Sam has already pointed out just now, that is mutual funds, where you have to take a back seat, and there are really professionally subject matter expert. Those are called fund managers who would be looking after your portfolio and who would be investing your hard-earned money into very well diversified portfolio basis on the risk and return you are aiming to.
So yeah, Neha, I think it was a very good introduction about mutual funds. But since we are advising our viewers we're not advising, but we are actually briefing about mutual funds, and we are saying that it involves risk and it is market driven also. So can you tell what kind of risks are involved and what kind of returns they can expect out of mutual funds in long term?
Yeah, sure, Amit. So I would be rather saying the broad classification or how your portfolio could be diversified. So one major avenue is equity, another would be debt, and if you want both combination of that, that would be hybrid. So how these are classified? So equity would be your normal stocks, the blue chip companies or the mid cap, small cap, all those things, and that would be your bond market, and hybrid would be combination of both. If I talk about the risk parameters, so equity would be obviously a high risk avenue, then debt would be your low risk, and hybrid would be definitely the mixture of both your equity and debt, so it would be carrying the moderate risk. Coming to the returns you derive out of this investing in mutual fund, that would be ranging from close to 12 to 15%, but mind my words, that should be in long term. So I think I have answered your question, Amit.
So let's move to our next investment avenue, and I think that one would be Indian stock markets. So tell us how BSE, NSE, Indian stock markets can change our lives by investing in them.
When I talk about stock market, let me not go with the definitive part, but yeah, I would go for the two broad classification. You could invest in the shares, you could invest in the future and options, you can invest in the commodities, and by investing, you have two major categories in this. One would be your growth oriented, another would be your dividend portfolio. So yeah, we can talk on the both broad categories now.
So growth oriented is the one like if the company is making progress and the share price is going up, that is I think growth oriented. That means, for example, Reliance was at 400 or 500 when the Geo was launched, and now it's
Exactly.
2,300 around. So
Yeah,
now the
exactly.
company has grown like 4 to 5 times. So my money would have grown 4 to 5 times. That is growth oriented. The dividend oriented is
Exactly.
like many companies, sometimes they do not show growth also, but they are doing their decent business and they have decent amount of profits, and they decide to give a share of profit to their shareholders also. Uh, for every share they give like few percent of the share they give as dividend, and that can build your dividend portfolio based on like what is the history of the company, how much dividend they have paid in the past. You
Exactly.
can anticipate and you can invest, and that can create source of passive income also, right?
Yeah, you have correctly pointed out, Amit. Yeah, this would be a you could, but this really needs a lot of effort and analysis when you want to make a dividend portfolio. But if you have made it nothing like that, you would be having a passive source of income for yourself. And yeah, along with the capital appreciation, you in long term you would be making a good amount of money by building a dividend portfolio.
Okay, I would also like to mention you should be able to read the financial reports of the company that you are investing into it, because any public company has to make their financial reports public. That means they have to tell that how much profit they are making, how much revenue they have generated, what is their cash flow, what is their, and how much debt they have. So
Yeah.
this is the responsibility of every public company to show to all their shareholders. And these are the four things that you should also take care of: how much revenue the company is generating, how much profit it has, how much cash flow it has, and how much debt the company has. If the company is all in plus, then your investments are very much in the safe hands, and you can definitely expect some good returns out of it. And also, I remember one other concept. So for every company, we should be able to calculate the intrinsic value of the company, and then see
Yeah, sure.
what is their current market cap. So if the intrinsic value is more and the current market cap is less, then very likely the company is gonna go up. But if the intrinsic
Yeah.
value is less and the market cap is more, that means the company is already overvalued, and very likely company will go down and the stock market will correct itself.
So on the same lines, Amit, you have some exposure in the last video told that you have started really planning your finances well, and now you have started some kind of investing in US markets. Can you, sir, brief us some highlights about what it could be investing in US markets and how does it looks like and what it takes to make decisions to put your hard-earned money into some of the avenues there?
Okay, so I think US markets, I can say in single word, US markets are crazy. They are much
Yeah,
bigger.
actually.
Yeah, they are much bigger, and the things that are going on there are literally like unimaginable. So I give you a few examples, but before that, let's see what is the US market. Whenever we say about US markets, we mostly talk about two stock markets. One is the NYSE, New York Stock Exchange, and the other is Nasdaq. Both are New York based, and to put things in perspective, that India has two stock markets, BSE and NSE, and the combined market cap of BSE and NSE is around $3 trillion, and the combined market cap of Nasdaq and NYSE is $35 trillion. So it's like way more
Huge,
than 10,
huge, yeah.
yeah, more than 10 times bigger than Indian stock markets, and that is why the money flow is also huge. The biggest company is
Yeah.
Apple at this moment, and a few days back it was trading at $2 trillion, which is a huge sum of money. Many countries, even many countries, do not have GDP of $2 trillion. So
Yeah,
it's,
exactly. Yeah.
yeah. So to put things in perspective, India's biggest company is Reliance, that is trading at $200 billion. So even Reliance is 10 times smaller than Apple in terms of market cap. So why I said US markets are crazy, let me give you an example. So one example would be Tesla. So Tesla, last year August, the share price was $200, and this year August, the share prices reached $2,200. Within a year, you got 11 times
God.
appreciation. So
That's really huge, and I guess that's a rally which is very rare to see in the stock market, I would say.
yeah,
Is
yeah,
it
yeah.
or in the payment side company or the companies
Uh,
on the US side grows generally like this?
no. It's actually so the downfalls are also legendary. So it's not like all companies grow at such pace. So, but
Yeah.
I can say that during the COVID-19 pandemic, few companies that got the benefit of the pandemic mostly are the tech companies, and to be very specific, mostly the payment companies got benefit of it, and most of the payment companies, example, PayPal, even Square, Shopify is
Yeah.
also doing something related to payments and e-commerce. So all such companies that are dealing in the technology business and making the people's life easier in the time of pandemic have grown
Yeah.
twofolds at least. But on the same at the same time, the companies of hospitality, airline, they are still struggling. So I think US markets are much more unpredictable and risky than India. But again, the returns are very high in some cases, and especially in technology companies, people are saying that there is no looking back. The
Yeah.
S&P 500, that means just like here we have Sensex and Nifty, right? There we have S&P
Yeah.
500, and S&P 500 has already revived after COVID-19. And even though the hospitality and airline companies have not revived, technology companies have done their part, and they are very much very much in a better position than even the pre-COVID era. So yeah,
Yeah.
US stock markets, I really like
It's a
reading
complete
about it.
roller coaster, I would say. Yeah, so roller coaster would always be there, and
Yeah,
that's the fun part of the stock market. At the same time, it may get scary also at the time. Like if we see the times of 2008, what happened, like the all the Lehman crisis and everything, which has put all the global economy to on the back foot. So yeah,
yeah,
so far we have discussed so many avenues about the investment where you could invest like mutual fund, golds, these and that. Now the major and the most conceptual part is you should be very clear in your head that what you are expecting, what is your target, and because there are several instruments, you name it, the market has it. So you should be know the art of playing with that instrument at the right amount, right time, and the right avenue according to your risk appetite, the return which you are looking for, and the goals which you have set for you in the life. So that is how you will create money, wealth out of your money, and not just haphazardly parking your money and maybe getting gains sometime and maybe end up losing your hard-earned thing. So yeah, that's the major concept of financial literacy. Let's start with the some of the now benefit part, or where you can gain all those double benefit. One is you could be saving taxes. Second thing, you would be getting some kind of return or some kind of security out of once you have invested. So
yeah,
as commonly any person who have started earning and who has started paying tax had listened about this ATC deductions. So it would
hmm
be nothing but it would be giving you 150 cap limit to deduct
hmm
from your gross income to arrive at the net income on which you would be finally paying taxes. So how would you be making most of the 150 1,50,000 deduction would be a matter of ATC, and a long list is there of how you could invest. Some of I if I could name is you may be investing in ELSS, you could be investing in public provident fund, and there are many. I could like make a, as I said, I could make a very long list on for that. So apart from this, let me talk about the insurance part also. If you're going for the investment in insurance part, let me make it clear that if you're going for life insurance, it would be covered under ATC, that is your 150 cap limit. And if you're going for health insurance, it would be covered under ATD. Another revenue, if you want to invest, which will not only give you an edge over this 150, which is another 50,000, but also secure your long-term future, what we call retirement or early retirement, you would say, if you are planning to do so. So if you are really financial literate, I would really recommend you NPS, that is National Pension Scheme, which is directly linked to markets also. And on an average, you would be getting close to 8 to 10% of return on that, because you have invested first thing for the long term. Yeah, it has moderate risk since it has been linked to market, but at the same time, it is exempt at the investment level or the interest which you're gaining. There's one loophole: while you are withdrawing that amount at the time of your retirement or any point in time, 40% of it would be treated as income and taxable as income, and 60% of it would be tax free withdrawal. So yeah, that was the one of the key thing to know about the before investing in NPS. But the I would say the benefit of investing, the actual intelligence to invest in NPS is way ahead than not investing in it, because you are getting, other than that 150 cap limit of ATC, this is another 50,000 where you could really save your expenses on the taxes. So yeah, that was the another one lucrative avenue. Another I would say is home loan. So if you talk about investing in real estate, like if you want to be smart as Amit, how he has invested in real estate, first of all, like his first investment was the real estate only. Let me tell you the most fun fact, or the amazing part of the home loan. You could make your home loan a no cost EMI. And no, I'm not saying a Flipkart shopping, but yeah, it may sound like that, because the interest part, say if it is a 7% interest, and if you are into tax rate, tax slab of 30%, you would be saving 2.1% under Section 24. And going forward in our India, if you're taking like a loan up to 30 lakhs, we would be having a subsidy by government, that is given by government, that is close to 2.5 lakh, which if in percentage I would talk, it is again 2.3%. So 2.1% saving, then 2.3% subsidy you're getting. And by any chance you have acquired this house property for for rental purpose, then nothing like it. I would not say nowadays you would be getting huge rent, which is comparable to your or cover your interest expense on the loan you have taken. But even if you're getting at as low as 2% in this rental income, you would be again deducting that 2%. So 2.1%, then 2.3% as subsidy, and this 2% out of rental income. So somewhere close to 1%, which is nothing, like I would not even consider it as a cost. So yeah, I can prove that this is a no cost EMI, and how you could invest really your hard earned money in a long term way. So you would be getting a capital appreciation on your house property. Another thing, you would be getting this a lot of tax savings and other revenues which could be lucrative to invest on. So yeah, Amit, I think I have covered pretty much, and I can talk even for 3 long hours. There is a long list, but yeah, at most lucrative part, I think I have put it here.
So, hey Neha, thanks a lot for such great information on financial planning, savings, investment. In all, within the two videos, we have given enough context about the financial world in India and in abroad. Lastly, if you have any other advice for our viewers, can you please say, like you were telling me off camera also, like do you have any other advice?
Yeah, man, definitely. So I always believe in learning by fun. So yeah, I advise and highly recommend one of my personal favorite movie, that is One Idiot. Yeah, you have not listened to anything wrong. That's name is One Idiot, which Amit would be giving in the link in description box. Guys, do watch that movie. It will really transform you as a person with a new perspective of why to invest and where to invest. So yeah, I think that is all from my side. Thank you, Amit.
Hey, thanks a lot, Neha. I hope that we collaborate in the future also. Hey, viewers,
Yeah.
please like and share the video and also subscribe to the channel, and keep yourself notified about our new videos by pressing the bell icon. And as always,
Peace.
peace.